joining us this morning for the identity management meets data management presentation. Now, I would be the first to accept that that's probably not the sexiest title in the world, but by virtue of the fact that you may use your way through the rain to get to it, maybe you think it is. Even if it's not sexy, it is important, because our contention is that unless you understand, unless we change the way we think about identity and identifiers and how we link that data together, and how we think about how we describe consumer behaviour and what we mean by consumer behaviour, and bring that together, we can never fulfil the promise that I think we make to consumers and to the brands that we work with. And that promise is the delivery, or the desire to deliver that authentic, personalised consumer interaction at scale. Now, setting aside that very nice language that our marketing team have delivered for us, and it is lovely language, what does that really mean? Well, for me as a consumer and for you as a consumer, it just means that that brand that I'm buying from or I'm engaging with understands me, gets what I care about, presents me with the offers and messages that mean something to me. And that's now clearly what I expect, want, and I think you do too. And as brands in the audience, or those who service those brands, that desire to provide that authentic, personalised interaction, it just means getting it right, getting the right message to the right person at the right time. That's never really changed. But the ability to do that has become significantly more difficult, which I'll talk about in just a second. But certainly as we go through this notion of understanding identity, it's not just about technology, it's how we think about identity, identifiers, and data that will drive the change to deliver on that particular promise. Now, I won't, I think we've seen enough presentations this week. We've never seen enough presentations, but we need to change, as I've touched on, and that sense that we move away from a static, rules-based world to something that is dynamic, something that is personalised. We've just touched on. But what are the problems? What are the issues that we need to really solve first? There are probably quite a few, but our sense is that there are three key ones for us. Fragmentation, and that's one actually I'm going to talk about more in a second, but that notion of there's no singular thing. There's lots of stuff to try and solve because there's lots of bits of data points that we need to deal with. But I'll come back to that in a second. Data and decisioning. I think we've heard lots of stats about the volume of data that is created and the speed at which a decision needs to be made. That's hard to solve. Even though the technology does a great job of trying to solve it, unless we get the right data into the thing in the first place, it will make a bad job of it. But it needs to be dealt with. And doing this at scale. None of this is an intellectual exercise. It only makes a difference if consumers at scale, customers at scale, feel that they are receiving a personalised message, feel that there is authenticity, and equally for the brand or those who service those brands, that notion that this can be rolled out across scale only makes a difference to your bottom line if we deliver on that. But just think about the fragmentation piece specifically first, because it's complex, and I guess we're a data business and we try and manage this stuff every day.